Hey, what's going on, guys? So I just saw the new Cinderella movie. Yep, they made yet another adaptation on this.
Another one.
But this one isn't by Disney though. This one was made under Columbia Pictures, and then it got sold to Amazon Prime. And bro, fam, this movie was painful to sit through. Okay, so basically what this movie is doing differently with the story is that they put a modern twist to it, even though it's still set in the mid 1800s. Wait, what? Okay, whatever. When I mean modern, I mean the musical numbers are modern. And you know, they use modern dialogue, which I have to say is really cringe in this movie. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I talk about what's bad with this movie, I want to talk about the few things that I did like about this movie. Firstly, I did like Camila Cabello as Cinderella. Out of all the characters in this movie that irritated me, she was the most tolerable. I also liked how they made Cinderella have a dream of being a clothes designer. That was a nice little touch they added. Pierce Brosnan as the king was also fine, even though he's clearly here for a paycheck. He wasn't bad in the movie.
Are more important than any sea monster to me.
For the most part. Alright, what else did I like in this movie? I liked the costumes in this movie. They were pretty to look at.
Where did you get that dress?
Me did. It's what I done. What I hoped. Did it. I did it.
Okay, positives over. Oh my flipping days. Where do I start with this? Firstly, this script is bad. I mean, the dialogue in this movie.
Turnips, rutabagas, the fleshiest fruit of the earth.
My daughters have a suitor.
You mean this daughter has a suitor? The others have heartache and jealousy.
What? I mean, who wrote this? One of the biggest problems I have with this movie is the songs. When you hear the opening song, you think that it's going to be all original songs, right? You know, standard. But no, pretty much every song in this movie is a ripoff of an already existing pop song. The first time they did it, I was like, wow, did they really just copy this song? And then they did it again, and again, and again. This was intentional. They are intentionally taking other songs. That is lazy. They did a good original opening song, and then they were like, screw it, let's just redo good songs people already know, because then it will make the audience think that the music is good.
Each morning I get up, I die a little, can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror.
Of course, we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. Am I wrong?
Thinking that we could be something for real. Oh yeah.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man.
How about you actually just put in the effort to actually make an original song? But yeah, anyways, I want to talk about the characters now. We have Idina Menzel, who plays the stepmother in this movie. You know how the stepmother in the original story is meant to be this horribly vicious, wicked person who hates Cinderella? Yeah, well, she's not in here. In here, she only mildly finds Cinderella irritating. The only real thing she doesn't like about Cinderella is that she doesn't want her to pursue her dreams as a costume designer.
She also wants Cinderella to marry a rich guy, so that she can be looked after well.
That's it. She's not even bad in the movie. In fact, at points, she's even nice to Cinderella. Nice!
Oh yes, and the tapestries, and the draperies.
But I just finished.
Do them again!
Did you make that dress? I suppose it's nice. It's tasteful.
Thank you.
What? I mean, fam, this is literally the meanest the stepmother gets in the movie.
I spent weeks making this dress so that I could show women from all over the world that
Yeah, that's it. And this also applies to the ugly stepsisters. Or are they even ugly stepsisters in this film? Because they clearly don't try to make them ugly. In fact, it looks like they try to actually make them pretty. Anyway, they too aren't the spiteful, antagonizing sisters that they're supposed to be. Like with the stepmother, they're more nice than they are mean.
It's over. I'm eating a muffin and going to bed.
This is literally the meanest they get in the movie.
I feel pretty.
cool.
You have dirt on your face.
Wow, so mean. Now you're probably like, oh, well, Ryan, come on. It's not meant to be the same thing. It's a different interpretation. And yes, different interpretations are fine, but when you're working with a particular story, some character traits have to remain in order for the story to have an emotional impact. The reason why Cinderella being tortured by a horrible stepmother and spiteful stepsisters only makes it more emotionally fulfilling when she does get the nice dress, the nice shoes, and the prince, after all the torture she went through. Having them in here treat Cinderella normally then makes us feel like Cinderella never deserved this by the end, but instead feel like she just got lucky. And lucky she is, because I want to talk about Prince Robert in this movie. Now, the prince was barely a character in the original Disney version, so you can really only go up from there. But again, they just still can't do anything new with the character. The prince in this movie is a literal ripoff of Jasmine from Aladdin. He is a prince who is told he has to marry a princess. He wants to marry someone for love. He disguises himself as a commoner to seek someone for himself. He finds Cinderella and begins to like her. Then there is drama with his father about him wanting to marry a commoner. Do I need to say any more? It's the exact same thing. But it gets worse, guys. This movie also has to slap in James Corden, Romanesh, and James Acosta, who play three mice who for no reason turn into humans. Three comedians who I find incredibly unfunny in real life and are incredibly unfunny in here too.
But you can truly be not you but me. Skippity bop da ba can chop a chicka but hey yo.
What?
I mean, the comedy in general is terrible, but in the movie these guys just make it even worse.
I don't wanna go. Don't look at me. My eyes.
As for everyone else, you have Minnie Driver who plays the queen. She was fine, you know, she just came for the paycheck. You also have Taluya Grieve, who plays Princess Gwen, who was such a pointless character in this movie. I mean, she was not needed in this movie at all. She's only in the movie to try and give leadership advice to the king, but then always gets cuts off.
Quiet, Gwen!
You also have Billy Porter, who plays
Fabulous godmother.
Alright, yeah, he was okay. Although a bit annoying, if you ask me. But yeah, he's not in the movie that much, so it's whatever.
Did I miss?
But yeah, that's all I got to say about this movie. It's a super cringe, unoriginal, poorly written, unfunny mess of a movie. The music are rip-offs of other songs that are super auto-tuned, by the way. It was just painful to sit through. Unless you're like super into Glee or Pitch Perfect and that kind of stuff, I would definitely not recommend you see this. The 2016 Disney live-action remake was better than this, but even that wasn't good. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Make sure to follow me on Letterboxd to see my thoughts on other films that I see, link in the description, and consider joining the online filmmaking course Tomorrow's Filmmakers. Signing up using my link in the description will help me too. But yeah, that's it from me. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Have a good day, and God bless.